we kind of have to like channel that Charles McGee artwork for inspiration. We're going to be creating basically what is. We're going to be creating basically what is the outline or background, maybe the outline is a better term, for our abstract artwork. And we're going to end up filling this abstract artwork with our oil pastel techniques and the different kinds of patterns we learned about last week, okay? So remember we learned about progressive, alternating, and regular pattern. You'll be showing examples of that. But we'll get into all of that explanation next time we see each other. Today, basically, our goal is just to make a nice looking outline. And I'm showing you an example of one here that I created, and then I'll show you an example of another one that I created here. Okay, this is the size right here of what we'll end up with. You can make it this way or this way. And the way that you're going to get these interesting lines and shapes and all that stuff on your outline is you're going to follow some instructions, okay? So I'm going to, this is what I call the 21 directions abstract artwork, all right? 21 directions. And now, it's abstract, right? So it's open to interpretation, okay? It's okay if you don't do the exact same things. In fact, I don't want you to do the exact same things that I do on this. Yours is gonna look unique, right? The instructions that I give you, I'm gonna say them out loud and then I'm pause so that you can get them done. And then at the end, you'll have some time to go and like adjust things so that they look nice. The goal is for you to have just a really nice outline for your artwork that you can fill with pattern and color and oil pastel that has movement, that is a nice kind of like somewhat full page of lines and shapes, right? You don't want anything too teeny tiny, and you don't want any spaces that are really, really super wide open and empty, okay? You want it to feel addressed, if that makes sense, all right? And I know that when we as artists sometimes look at a blank piece of paper, that freaks us out. I think the blank paper sometimes can be the freakiest thing in the art world. Well, it's good, I'm glad. So in order for us to get going on this abstract artwork, again, you're going to have to listen to the instructions, and you're going to have to follow these instructions, okay? And I'm going to be doing mine with a Sharpie, but I really highly suggest you start yours with a pencil. The other thing you might consider is having like your ruler out or a straight edge out in case you want to make a straight line, because it's going to be nice. It'll be good if you do nice, neat lines, okay? So neat lines would be helpful, all right? But we'll be doing wavy lines and straight lines and whatever kind of lines you want, all right? There should be one. It's probably behind something over there. Something like maybe I stuck stuff in front of it, yeah. All of the 21 directions that I'm going to be reading out are listed on the assignment, 21 directions abstract artwork, okay? So if you miss one of the directions, it really doesn't matter. But if you miss lots of the directions, then you might want to go back and look at the directions, right? So they're here, okay? Again, I'm also recording this right now in hopes that I can post it. So hopefully we'll have an example. All right. However you interpret my instructions is okay. All right. Because we're going to end up with unique solutions to this. So however you hear it and interpret it is fine, but it's important that you follow along. All right. Ready? Okay. So you can orient your paper this way or this way. It doesn't matter to me. Another thing is when you're drawing these lines, this first one, try not to divide your page exactly in half. Okay. It helps with movement. It helps with balance if you don't divide it exactly in half, all right? So anyway, all right, so the first rule, number 1, draw a line from the bottom to the top of the page, any kind of line. Draw a line from the bottom to the top of the page. You could interpret it how you want. Yeah, right now do it in pencil. We'll end up sharpening them later. That way you have a chance to erase if you don't like something. All right. Number 2. Draw 2 shapes inside of each other. Draw 2 shapes inside of each other. Again, interpret how you like. Draw 2 shapes inside of each other. Please don't copy mine exactly. I'm doing yours as an example. Please follow along. This isn't dinner and a show. This is to help you get your stuff done. Okay? No, I said it's not due this week, but you're not turning it in this week, but you will have it due eventually. Again, 2 shapes inside of each other. Interpret it how you like. So first, number 1, draw a line from the bottom to the top of the page. Number 2, draw 2 shapes inside each other. Number 3, draw a short line that connects with one of the shapes you just drew. Draw a short line that connects with one of the shapes you just drew. Again, you can do this however you like. Interpret it how you like. It's your artwork. Okay? Interpret it how you like. It's your artwork. I'm just giving you the instructions. You'll end up with something unique. Right? All right. Of course, when we're composing an artwork, we like to try to keep in mind movement, balance, you know, all the things that help make an artwork look interesting. But at the end, you'll end up with something unique based off of these instructions. Number 4, draw a triangle that does not overlap any previous line. Draw a triangle that does not overlap any previous line. Number 5. Huh. I have 2 of them the same. That's funny. Number 5, draw a triangle that does not overlap any previous line. That's both of them. Oh, actually, that's okay. Number 5 is draw a triangle that does not, and number 4 is draw a triangle that does not overlap any previous line, and number 5 is draw a triangle that does overlap a previous line. But that's okay if you did it like I did. No big deal. Yeah, if you want to fix it, you can fix it too. That was my bad. So number 4 is draw a triangle that does not overlap any previous line, and number 5 is draw a triangle that does overlap a previous line. I'm going to fix mine. That was great. Now you've repeated an idea multiple times. It is best up to you to interpret.
Oh. Can I draw like?
Yes.
Can I have the lines like a triangle?
Yes. 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 The answer is yes. Okay. Number 6. Draw 4 parallel lines. Number 6. Draw 4 parallel lines. How you interpret parallel lines is perfectly fine. Just 4 parallel lines. So draw 4 parallel lines in an open space. That's okay if yours overlap stuff. Number 7, draw an arrow. Number 7, draw an arrow. Number 8, top right corner, draw 3 shapes inside each other. Top right corner, draw 3 shapes inside each other. They can go off the page. Top right corner, draw 3 shapes inside each other. 1, 2, 3. Yes, the answer is yes. Interpret it how you like. Draw 3 shapes inside each other. And remember, our goal here is to end up with kind of a full composition, right? So if you're seeing that you're making little things teeny, teeny, tiny and you're not filling space, then you might go bigger, right? As you see things getting too crowded, you might go smaller, right? 21. All right. Number 9, left corner, top left corner. Top left corner, draw 6 intersecting lines. Draw 6 intersecting lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 10, bottom left corner. Draw 4 shapes that get progressively smaller. Draw 4 shapes that get progressively smaller. Interpret that how you want. Make these like raindrop shapes. Bottom left corner. 4. Draw 4 shapes that get progressively smaller. They can be inside of each other. They can be next to each other. Interpret it how you like. Number 11. In an open space, draw 3 curved lines. Number 11 was in an open space, draw 3 curved lines. Okay. Number 12, make 3 lines that you already drew thicker. Make 3 lines that you already drew thicker. And you may want to like kind of just thicken up some lines right now, but then go back with Sharpie and make them really thick. And however thick you make it is up to you. Some of us like really thick, some of us like just a little thick. Right? It's up to you. So 3 lines you already made thicker. Again, you'll end up sharpening these, so if you just kind of embolden some of the ones that you did with pencil, you can go back with Sharpie later and make them as thick as you want. Right, exactly. But I want you to have the chance to kind of look at it and decide if it needs anything or needs things removed to make it nice, you know, to make it perfect, make you happy with it. Right. So that's why I'm having you start off with pencil. But there is really not really a wrong way to get this done, as long as you're following directions and trying to use your intuition to make this look interesting. Okay. I'm sorry? Right, exactly. So again, 3 lines, you're making them thicker. All right. This one kind of takes a little while, so I'm giving you some time. Trying to kind of vary where I have my thick lines. Maybe I'll make this one, like this whole shape thick. I'll fill it in later. Okay. Next. Number 13, draw 4 sets of echo lines. 4 sets of echo lines. So maybe lines that echo one another. You want to draw 4 of them, or you want to draw 4 sets? How many lines make an echo line is up to you. Come back and make this thicker here. All right, next up, we got our echo lines, right? Number 14, draw two implied lines. Okay, what's an implied line? Yeah, it's kind of fake, right? That's a pretty good word for it. Fake line. Okay, yeah, maybe the shapes will make a line, like because you're going to draw a kind of a visual or a line that's in your brain to them. So I could do like a dotted line. That could help because that line is implied. It's not actually there. I can do kind of like leave a broken line that like your eye will draw that closure. Okay. I can draw, like if I drew the edges of a shape, like just the corners, my eye would create that implied line in between them. So like, for example, if I did like just the corners of like a rectangle, my eye would imply that. We are drawing two implied lines. And so I'm going to draw I'm going to draw an example of each. A dotted line and an implied line. That is just the edges of shape. That's what I'm doing for mine. Lots of ways to get it done. Yeah, that could, right, exactly. Because my eye will draw that space in between to follow it. All right. Number 15, draw a line going off the page. Well, you've probably already done this, hopefully, but just do another one. We're drawing a line that goes off the page. It is up to you where it goes and how it actually travels. How you interpret it is up to you. All right, number 16. Number 16. Number 16. This can be done, by the way, on just a regular piece of paper, y'all. If you don't have the drawing paper at home, that's fine. Number 16. Bottom right corner, draw a shape with 3 lines inside. Bottom right corner, draw a shape with 3 lines inside. It can go off the page if you want. Right, yeah, bottom right corner. Okay, number 17. Shade in a shape created by an overlap. So if there's an overlap you see happening somewhere, you can shade in the part that's overlapped. So for example, right here, I've got an overlap, and right here, I've got an overlap. Right here, I've got a shape that's created by an overlap. I'm going to shade this one in, and I'm going to use some hatching on mine because that's what I feel like doing. You know what? I'm going to fill it. So you can shade in a shape. Just the overlap part, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. I kind of like that. That looked good. All right. Yeah. Yeah, like that new shape that was created by the overlap. Just shade that part in. All right. You ready? Number 18. Draw a curved line that connects to a shape. Draw a curved line that connects to a shape. And mine's going to be really curvy. I'm going to connect it over here too. And again, however you interpret the instruction is fine. All right. Oh, this is my favorite one. Number 19, draw a diamond or an abstract eye. Draw a diamond or an abstract eye. I'm going to do an abstract eye. Make like kind of like a dragon eye, I think. Draw a diamond or an abstract eye. And your diamond can be a diamond shape, or it can be like an actual, like the suggestion of a diamond, or it can be an abstract eye. You can make your eye as abstract as you want it. going to put some like, I'm going to put some lashes on mine. Creepy. That's great. The triangle people. Okay. All right. Number 20. Draw a line with two curves. Draw a line with two curves. Here's one curve, two curves. Yeah, number 19 is either draw a diamond or an abstract eye somewhere in your artwork. All right. And then number 20 is draw a line with two curves. All right. Okay, so number 21 is to go and look at your artwork here so far. Add or erase anything that needs to change in order for you to be happy with it. If you've got some kind of messy lines, trying to neaten them up, and then go over them with Sharpie. Make sure to make your thick lines thick Sharpie, okay? And you can use, I use just a regular Sharpie for the whole thing, but you could also use an ultrafine Sharpie for some of the thinner lines, and that's what this looks like. See, I used an ultrafine Sharpie for some of my thinner lines. This is where I did my shading. And then I used a regular Sharpie for the thick lines. However, just like this is fine too, okay? The other thing you might want to do is kind of look at it and turn it around and see which way or which direction it looks the coolest. You know, sometimes turning it around to see what direction it looks the coolest can help you decide what direction your artwork is. I actually kind of like mine like this, upside down, the way that I think that looks better than like this. Okay, so this is a keeper. We will keep this and we will be applying our oil pastel and patterns to this to fill the space. So you want to hold on to this and keep it, okay? But this is the first part of our project.